Yeah. Hello, what's good, everybody? You already know it is Friday night, not Tuesday, but we only got one in last Tuesday, so we're going to have to get in that extra one in tonight. And of course, the two coming down the rabbit hole are my two favorite travelers, the one, the only, AK Lucky number 11. What's up, bro? Uh-oh, you got that mute on.
I'm sorry. Yes, my bad. How are you? Hello.
Most excellent, most excellent. Ready to go. And you already know our fellow traveler, the one, the only, Fandom D Saint, Fandom number 7. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? I can't confirm where I am right now, but I'm glad to be here.
Hey, as long as you're not trapped by Vanya, you are all good, and there's a way out and a way home, so you'll be okay. Oh, we're going to get it in. This is a little extra episode we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to be talking about the Umbrella Academy Season 2, Episode number 8, and this one's the 7 stages. And it looks like Vanya slipped into a bit of a bind. They have her all locked up at the FBI headquarters and think she's a Soviet spy, and it's kind of a cool little callback to a crazy time when anybody who dared to think a little differently was considered a Soviet spy, like treated as if they had no rights, tied up, tortured. Just a crazy time, and Vanya going through it full frontal. That's just insane. Oh, how creepy was Septa Unella just standing in the corner not saying a word, Fandom?
That's what we calling her. But yeah, like as you were saying, like Vanya, like it was like just like the first season, she was pretty much in a sense locked up against her will, and repeating it in season 2. So at this point, season 3, she better be doing the locking up.
Or at
She can't
least
be
be
doing this
free.
another time.
Oh, man, I was just waiting for Vonda. I was just waiting for Septa Unella to bust out. Shame. Shame waiting to bust out that shame bell from the corner. I was like, she's doing something sneaky back there. And I was also waiting for Vanya to just put that agent in check and just when she was making it happen, Nurse Ratchet jumps in to knock her out. Like, these people don't know what they're messing with, do they, AK?
No, not at all. Not at all. See, and like this is one of the reasons why I get so upset when Luther tries to tell people that Vanya ended the world. She shot a fire at the moon and did this and did that. I'm like, bro, she did that under duress. She was literally provoked into all of this. Okay, she's not some random killer. She'd rather just sit and chill and be on the farm with her girl and their kid. But that's not gonna happen. That's just not in the cards for Vanya. So unfortunately, we get this.
Part of it's because Vanya has no chill. Like, this girl has no limit.
I was locked in a room for how many years in my childhood and degraded for how many years in my childhood? Do you expect me to be okay being locked down? Nah,
man,
that's not how it works.
She needs some levels put on her. Like, you can't just be ending the world every time you get in the mood.
It's not like she means to, though. They provoke that, and then they make her go Super Saiyan, and everybody's stuck there sitting like, oh, well, why would she do that?
Because she's a murderous psychopath. That's why. Oh, man, I got to say, that agent took whatever Vanya did to him right in stride, though. Like, he was very matter-of-factly about it. Like, you think he's dealt with superpowered humans before, Phantom?
I don't think so. If so, then like handling the season a bit better.
I mean, the way he just sat there and was getting the life sucked out of him and looked like he was dying and turning into something unnatural. And then when they finally knock Vanya out, he like comes back to normal. Like, he just kept it moving like nothing even happened to him. I was kind of tripping on that, AK, weren't you?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna be back and forth with the mute button. My family's watching the boys, so yeah, it was strange to say the least. That's basically it.
I just couldn't believe how matter-of-factly he took it. Like, he was just in stride, like that was nothing. I was like, you almost died, son.
He was probably expecting something like that, though.
Oh man, that was just crazy.
I mean, we don't know his background.
And then we get back over to 5, and he's just besides himself. He keeps trying to save everybody, and they just can't all get on the same page. Like, that time away really did show how much he loves his family and needs his family. Like, he's an evil little shit, but he does have true love for his fam, huh?
That's fact.
I mean, that's all that he has at this point is just his family, his siblings. That's it.
Ride or die, you got to stay down with them. It's like, even though he is just an asshat to all of them, deep down, he really loves them all, it seems like. And how about Ben's pukey little bitch ass talking about how he regrets nothing? Like, Claus actually let you borrow his body and you just tried to keep it? What a selfish prick.
Ben is a trash, okay? Just straight up trash. I told y'all from the beginning, I don't like that kid.
Oh, I'm liking him less and less. I'm like, Ghost Ben is not the business. I am not a fan. Oh, speaking of the business, who's that little cutie you got? I just saw the camera.
My newest little bear.
Oh, little cute bambino. Check her out.
Yes, her name is
that's too
Aurora, and
cute.
she's special little chipmunk cheeks.
She killed how many nannies exactly, Jake? Jake feels me. He sees what's happening.
What nannies did they ever have? What nannies did they ever have? I'm pretty sure they only had a robot and a chimp.
No, they had like 8 nannies that she killed before they got the robot because she was killing too many humans. She's a little murderous psychopath from day one. Since she was a child, she's been killing and taking out. Murdering little psychopath. I don't think any of us know what we're messing with. She is still an enigma. Yeah, she is crazy. We got another adorable, absolutely, just too cute in the window. But yeah, Vanya, no doubt about it. Just a wife stealing, kidnapping, car stealing, murdering.
Wife stealing? How is it wife stealing when the woman hit on her?
Oh, I don't know. That woman seems to be easily. She's blown in the wind. Whichever way the wind blows, that's where she's at. And Ray, as he should be, is just freaking the fook out. Like, there with a dead white man on his couch, like, oh Lord, this is it. But luckily Klaus shows up to do not much. Like, what was that all about? What would you be doing if you were Ray in that situation, Phantom?
Pretty much acting the same way as he is. But then how Klaus's couch, he just comes in, he's like, oh, it's just another Tuesday, dead body on the couch, just bury it.
Just no biggie, like, oh, it's going to be that kind of night. So what are we doing with this one? I was like, just all nonchalant. Like, that's just too much. How many dead bodies has the Umbrella Academy dealt with in the past, do you think, AK?
I'm sorry, repeat that question, please, sir.
The way that Klaus just came in, like, oh, it's going to be that kind of night when Allison's, like, moving the dead body with Ray. Like, he was just all matter of fact, just nonchalant about it. Like,
I mean, this is
to dispose of.
It's kind of status quo for them at this point, though, isn't it? Like, they've been doing this for a good little while now. So Klaus is probably the person that's always going to be the most nonchalant about anything.
And if anybody was on dead body disposal, it was Klaus.
Exactly.
Everybody else taking them out.
He could talk to the people and find out how they wanted to be buried or whatever. Yeah, that part.
Too much. But that head Swede is all up in his feelings when he notices something odd about the canister he received his instructions for was a fake. And I was wondering, like, remember when I was asking what that arts and craft project was the handler was working on in a room? Now we see she was creating those fake tubes to be given to the Swede. So I'm glad they kind of paid that off and answered that one for me.
Yeah, that was a setup from the very beginning. And I don't blame him for being in his feelings, though. He lost 2 of his brothers over that nonsense.
And got talked into killing one with his own bare hands. I mean, how ruthless is that? You just had to kill your own family with your bare hands because you got rumored? That's wild. And will the Swedes kill the handler, fandom, or maybe just die trying to do it? Like, if so, who do you think ends up killing this Swede guy? Because I think the Swede's going to try to kill the handler, and then he's going to end up dying. So is, like, Lila going to take him out, or is the handler going to take him out? Like, what's going to happen with that situation, do you think?
Yeah, at this point, he has to take out the handler. Since I think, this is episode he figured out, like, what actually happened.
Yeah, so I think he's going to try to kill her, and somebody's going to kill him before he gets to it. You think there's any way that plays out like that?
Something along those lines is going to happen, but
yeah, I think he's going to
shut my mouth on that.
I think he's going to try. That's why I'm asking fandom. Yeah, I was thinking because I think he's going to try to go kill her, and then either Lila or maybe even like a tweaked out Diego might end up having to do it and take him out. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. Absolutely. Oh, what's up? We got Linda R in the chat and JD the Dragon. What's up? What's up? Good to see you. Hey. Oh, man. What's up, JD? You watching the Umbrella Academy? This show is amazing. This show just keeps getting better and better for me. I'm loving it. And Lila actually had a point when trying to recruit Diego. Like, many and more don't even like the handler up at the commission, and would be quite happy for her demise. So I think Lila's right trying to recruit Diego. They do need fresh recruits. Isn't she kind of on the right path there, AK?
They need fresh recruits, yeah, but is Diego really the best person to pull from for that job? The boy, that's all. Really, the way there, like if you put Luther in that job, honestly, I feel like Luther would perform just slightly better than Diego, especially in following clues. 5 called it right when he assessed Diego.
Yeah, Diego on a crazy one. Oh, JD says, I seen a few, need to get into it, but so much going on with other things right now. Yeah, I know it's busy right now.
Me and
man.
JD got a lot of nerd stuff that we're covering right now.
Oh man, I tell you, if you have time though, this show is it just keeps you wanting more. At the end of every episode, I just want to hit play, but can't do it. Like I can't wait to see how this one finishes. It's amazing. Does anyone know if or when season 3 comes out? I heard they were filming it, but I do not know the come out date. I've not heard of that one yet. So excited for keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I can't wait to get rid of this or get done with this and then have the third one come out right after it. That'd be amazing. The handler told Diego that she and Five have had a colorful history. Did she just admit to smashing with Five, their fandom?
At this point, it is. This is an underlying tension between number 5 and the handler. If they don't make it out by the end of the season, like, what's the point?
I mean, she just told Diego they had a colorful history. I mean, that's basically her saying they've smashed in the past, right?
That or just her admitting that her and number 5 killed the parents to what's her face?
Vanya?
It's more than that. It's I think it would be more than that. It's been a long history, she said. It'd have to be more than just one event that would pull them together.
You see Diego's face when Lila called the handler mom? He was like, "Oh hell no!"
And then the double take that he gave when she said boyfriend, he turned around like, "Huh?"
You could tell,
like he was not looking for that at all.
He's like, "Do I have any options in my own say? Like, do I have any choices in my own life?" It's crazy. And after hearing what Diego told her, Grace couldn't help but start snooping through Hargrave's papers. Like she wants answers, and he's not about to give them to her. And she looks like she ends up leaving him. So this again makes me think that she's not the one who gave the violin in the end. Like I still need to go back and see if that's the same person, but I don't know.
No, I don't think it's the same person. I think that was another woman before her.
Yeah, I think it was somebody different. I don't think that was the same person at all. I don't know. Grace looks different even from when she's a robot to the real woman. So I don't know. It's hard to tell. Like they do a good job changing her look. And Hargreaves looked shook when Grace left him. Like, is that why he had so little love for the children? Because he knows that them coming back in time was the cause of him losing the love of his life?
I don't think he knows that for certain, but he definitely pulls all the breadcrumbs from this time around, and decisions are made. And I'll leave it at that.
Absolutely, they have to. Like we saw them taking notes when they had their meetings, so something's going to come of that. And then again, like I said, I mean, if Diego's the one that told her, and that's why Grace left him, and that's why he lost the love of his life because these guys came back and screwed things up. Of course, he's going to have some kind of feelings for him, like when he actually has to go do it in the future. So I was wondering if they're going to tie that in at all. Then we get Luther waking up to Five, waiting for a meeting with himself or prepping for a meeting with himself. And it was funny to see him figure it out. Like, you do have a plan. Like, sweet, naive Dickon, just always 5 steps behind. Like, that guy, all strength.
Dickon just don't know what's going down, man.
He is always, like I said, 5 steps behind to everybody. It's unbelievable. Are we feeling it all sorry for Sissy? Like, Carl's got her all twisted up and now wants her to talk to the Reverend. And I don't know. I'm mad that she even left that note for him. But are we feeling a little more sorry for her right now, AK?
I'm mad that she left the note because it's that note that put the wrench in everything. They could have been far away, safe and happy, frolicking wherever they were going, but she clued him in, and now we're here. Are you okay?
What the hell? She just broke the.
Sorry, something just got discombobulated over here. But yeah, so I kind of feel bad for her because Carl is being a huge manipulator right now, and he's already been abusive throughout their whole marriage, it seems. So I do feel for her, but it's kind of her fault it even took this turn at this point. So she has to be held accountable for that too.
Yep, Anya said, "Let's go. Don't leave a note," and she just had to leave a note. Like, I don't know, maybe the right thing to do. Didn't want to just leave him high and dry, but man, what did you think was going to happen? She can't outdrive a phone. Oh, Jake says they hadn't done it at this point. It's not a fixed timeline. Time travel gets so wonky and crazy. I mean, are there even any rules? It's just ridiculous. It's like, what's the cause and effect and what comes first? And I don't know, absolute madness. Absolute madness. And what was that picture that Harlan was drawing? Like, was that him flying through the air or him making his father fly through the air out of there? Or what? Did you notice that picture that Harlan was drawing, the little kid fandom?
Yeah, the picture was very interesting. I meant to like rewatch the episode because watching it and looking at Harlan at the end of the episode, I'm like, what's really going on with it?
Yeah, exactly. Like we got some things tuned into each other. What's happening? And so that's like I said, does this little boy have his own powers? Or we're going to talk about it, but that's crazy. And then back to some Vanya torture, and we get a nod to some outdated questioning methods. Like, can you imagine sitting in a room with an FBI agent and he slips you some acid? Like, talk about a mind-altering experience. Can you even fathom that, Phantom?
It's like, what is it? The
Stranger
something
Things.
about, yeah, pretty much in essence. Like, again, they're pretty much like, what is it, prisoners of war? So, what kind of like rights do they have?
Man, so you can
Messed up, but serious.
just get snatched off the street, and if they want to call you a spy, then they can do whatever they want to you. And that's how it was back in those days. It was awful, just absolutely awful. But I cannot imagine just being slipped some acid and then sitting there having to talk to a G-man. Like that would blow. That'd be out of control. And was that not the perfect song they played for Vanya's LSD trip? I was just that was nice. Again, shout out to the music line because it is on point. Like I said, if you're not watching this show in captions, you just got to do yourself a favor and make that happen. Because that was perfection. Five and Luther find his prior self, and as expected, he's not exactly on board with his older self's plan. Like, you already know this is going to be a problem. It's like, isn't that one thing about timelines, AK? You're never supposed to meet yourself in that timeline.
And Five knows this. He ran down the rules for Luther. He's already gearing up, trying to drink extra water, make sure he's hydrated, and he can deal with the itching. But the second he puts himself in that bar, and they're in the same vicinity, everything starts going off with him already. So it's going to be sticky. That's all I can say.
He said he didn't want to do it, but he's just out of options. Like he's still just trying to get his family back.
This is Five at his most desperate.
He gotta sneak in there.
And he's just doing what he can to get his family back. He's still trying to protect them in the end. And then Lila tries to get Diego situated at the commission, but of course Diego's not feeling it at all. And really, who would be excited to be in that situation? Just drugged, kidnapped, and threatened with murder? Like, I'd be just like him, looking for the first exit out of there. How about you, Phantom?
Yeah, but you're doing like learning time travel. Like, I would rather stay, honestly.
He's like, I'm gonna stay and learn all I can learn about this place. This place is the shit. If this show wasn't like already if this show wasn't already step for step with like Five with Loki and the Time Bureau, like this and Loki are just, I don't know which came first and if the writers were the same off the show, but now we even see that they have their very own Miss Minutes type mascot, Mr. Briefcase. Like, what? I'm just tripping. Like, have you heard anything about that, either one of you, about them having the same writers? Because it seems like there are an awful lot of things.
Almost 2 for 2.
It is very similar, and Umbrella Academy was out first. So, who's to say? Maybe they did pull something from that.
That is just the same exact line. It's crazy. Just switched it from male for female, and there it is, your little mascot, cartoon mascot. Diego, of course, doesn't have time for this nonsense, and he leaves with without the promo, or while the promo video is still running. How does some place that secures the commission just let Diego roam around room to room and just get into whatever, AK? Like, what was up with that?
It's the commission. They couldn't keep Five from roaming around when he was there. Like, the security really isn't that lax, and I feel like it's even less lax now because nobody cares about what's her name. Like, none of them like her. None of them really want her there, so they're not going to keep too serious rules where she's concerned. Hey! I didn't tell you to spit it out, ma'am. There you go. Thank you.
The music has been perfect throughout, I gotta admit. Like I said, watch this show in captions because even the words are like just spot on for what's going on in the scene. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. Was anybody else thinking of what it must have looked like when Five and Luther were already at the table with that other Five and they're all just sitting there pounding beers? Like, there were 3 glasses on that table, just breaking all the rules at the Irish pub. Basically just letting like a little 10-year-old come in and pound beers.
That's the thing, though. They're Irish. They would totally give that a pass.
I'm telling you, like, nobody else knows Five's an old man trapped in a little boy's body. They're just sitting there watching this little boy pound beer at the pub.
And they're probably taking bets on how many he can do.
Right? I don't know. That one threw me for a minute. I was like, wait a minute. And then Diego wanders into the infinite switchboard room, and doesn't figure out how it works, but he does find an ally. And he had already put in some wires where they didn't belong. Like, did you guys notice that red flashing in the background? Is that going to become a problem that needs to be dealt with, like the way it was going on?
Possibly. I honestly don't remember exactly, but yeah, the switchboard is important. So if there's red flags going on there, it ain't good.
Yeah, sitting there flashing red lights, like something's going. Like, what did you just do, Diego? Don't know what he's doing. Just walks in and just starts plugging shit into places. Like, you idiot! Even shocked himself he put one in such a bad spot. Yeah, this guy's a moron. And after making Herb show him the footage, Diego realizes once again that it's Vanya. Vanya is always the bomb. So after realizing this, will Diego's new mission to be trying to take out Vanya, Phantom?
I'd be surprised if it wasn't. First last season was Luthor, and now this season it could possibly be Diego.
Yeah, just going 1, 2, 3. Next, it's going to be season 3. It's going to be number 3 trying to take her out. Just all the younger ones trying to take her out. But old younger 5 is trying to make sense of it all, and he's looking at the eyeball when Luthor walks in and says, "That's a dead end." He wasn't the bomb, Vanya is. And when Vanya was strapped to that chair on LSD, the tray at her feet, that her bare feet were in, also was a tray full of eyeballs. So is that eye going to come back into play and be a thing, Phantom?
Honestly, I don't know. And I'm questioning, well, if like the older 5 like comes back into 2019, is he gonna even like remember all of this? Because I'm kind of thinking of Doctor Who, where after like they meet like their own selves and go back to their respective timelines or whatever timeline, they don't even remember everything mainly. So I'm curious.
That'll be interesting. 10-year-olds get thirsty too, Jake says. Oh, man, yes, those eyes were gross in that thing that Vanya was in. But, yeah, the fact that she was getting into eyeballs and then it goes into younger old 5 looking at an eyeball, it's like, I'm not sure if we're done with that. I think they might bring that back into being a thing. And it's so fun to see Luthor trying to keep up with the two 5s, like planning and scheming, like just always behind and so easily manipulated. Like the new 5's making sense to him, which 5, I don't know, which 5 do you think Luthor's actually going to end up siding with, Phantom?
Probably the younger one.
You think he's going to stick with the younger one?
Well, then
What's
again,
up?
hold up. The one that actually looks young.
Yeah, the one that looks young, who is actually older. So you think he's going to end up with him, the one we've been with the whole time? You'd think so.
Pretty much.
So do you think that old 5 is saying the younger 5 has that disease that happens when they get to? Do you think it's actually him that's actually being more affected by that than the older young looking one?
It's hard to tell. At one point, it seemed like number 5 was like going down the list, and then the old one was like going out of order. Like I don't even know like what's the true stats.
Yeah, that's just crazy. What's up, AK? We can get a AK spoiler on that. Are they going to pay that one off? Like which 5?
It does come up a bit, and the whole time loop that Phantom was talking about with Luthor, all 3 of them, it winds itself back, and you'll see them call back to something that was at the very beginning of season 1.
Jake Cruz says the younger one has more experience, but does he? It seems like they've both lived the exact same. Yeah, it seems like they've both lived the exact same life. The only extra experience 5 has is when he jumped through the portal and went back to 2019 as a little kid, and he hasn't really learned that much since then. I don't think so. But yeah, I definitely think you're right. Both are losing it, so it's going to come to a draw or something's going to happen.
Them both.
Yeah, they're both definitely being affected by it. And it's probably going to take Luthor being the spotter to figure it out and save one or the other. It was cool to see Vanya in her own head. Like, also interesting to know that all her siblings were teasing her. Did you notice everybody was teasing her at that table except for Ben? Ben was like the only one making excuses for her. So I'm wondering, is that because Ben died before what happened to her, and so she has no blame for him? Like, he was already dead when she got locked up, so she doesn't hate him like she hates everybody else. What do you think about that?
She was already made to not remember her powers before Ben was gone.
Good.
So he knows, like, at least up to that point, everything that happened. So there's no reason for Ben really to be silent, honestly. So that's a curious choice that they made. But for that whole scene, I think the memory that she has of Hargreaves there was correct when they were saying that doesn't want to remember, that she can't, like all the other ones thought, but Hargreaves said specifically no, she just doesn't want to remember. And honestly, if I was Vanya, I wouldn't want to remember that either.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she's locked out of her own mind on purpose just because
Yeah.
it's too painful. She
It
doesn't
sure
like
It's
does.
she doesn't like
repressed
it.
memories,
Yeah.
I think is what they call it. Yeah.
Yeah. And even in her mind, her father was the one with the right answers. Like she seemed to use his memory to get right to remember everything. So in a way, he was that guiding force even for her.
I don't think it was that
What
exactly,
I don't know if it was all
but
three, but
her
whatever was in there.
remembering that he was so harsh and forceful throughout their whole time and him giving them lessons. I think that's what it was. So her mind put it there, not that he would have the right answer, but that he would be the one to be completely no nonsense and stone cold about it.
Wouldn't let her be
Yeah.
any BS about it. Absolutely.
Exactly.
What was that connection going on between her and Harlan? Like he seemed to be feeling the same torture she was feeling.
You remember the water?
Yeah.
Yeah, ever since like she like
That's
did
why.
some type of like breath of life, like
Mhm.
they've been
Yep.
connected.
So just like
So
AJ said before, he did breathe that, and now all of a sudden he kind of has some of her powers.
he's a curious case though. You'll see what I mean by that later.
Interesting. I like that. So yeah, when she saved him, all of a sudden she breathed some of that. So now he's always going to feel her, almost like a vampire type situation. That's crazy. Allison, Allison, why are people so much heavier when they're dead? Ray's like, you have a lot of practice with this. Like that look he gave when she just looked up but didn't answer was priceless. I was loving that.
I mean, okay. Again, I'm gonna use this quote from Falcon. She's out of pocket, but she's not wrong.
Ray was just like, I was actually feeling a little something for
Ray
him. I
didn't
was like,
ask
this
for
poor
the full
bastard.
backstory. He just asked for a little bit, and he could barely handle that little bit. So yeah, I wouldn't have told him nothing else either. Look how he reacted the first time.
He also had to be tripping watching Claus just sit there and have a conversation with himself. Like, how long do you think Ben will be in possession, be on possession restriction from Claus's body, fandom?
I don't know because any point in time, Klaus could be sleeping and Ben could just like hop in.
So you think that'll be it, and all of a sudden Claus will be like, "Why am I not rested? I'm always so tired because Ben's jumping in his body at night and just moonlighting."
Pretty much.
That would be awful. Oh my god. Diego beams in, and Ray is about to have a well-deserved meltdown. And like I was saying, even I almost felt sorry for him at this point. Like that's a lot to take in, but at least Herb's going to help out with the body removal and shampoo the carpet for him. So he's got that going for him. But Diego informs the other Sibs that Vanya is once again the cause of doomsday, and 3.5 of them head off to go save their sister. And then Lila comes back to find Diego's gone, and is she going to be ordered to kill him by Mom, you think, there, Phantom?
Wait, who orders who?
Well, the handler said, if he ruffles so much as one feather, I'm going to make you kill him, talking to Lila. And Lila pretty much knows that's the case, and she doesn't want to have to kill Diego, but she just went to go find him in that little movie he was supposed to be watching, and he's already gone. So you think the handler is going to try to tell her she has to kill Diego? And if
If
so,
so,
do you
she's
think
not
she
gonna
falls
do
through?
it.
You don't
She
think she
loves
falls
Diego too much to do that.
through? I think you might be right there. That'd be a tough one. But yeah, that's definitely going to come to a head and be a problem at some point soon. And it looks like Vanya was the one born in the pool. Like, is that why her powers are so often referenced with water, do you think, AK?
That is highly possible, but I feel like it just happens to be a coincidence because none of the other kids are shown to have elements like that around them.
Oh my god.
But I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know the full background of all of them, so it's possible it could be an elemental thing.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe she doesn't need water, or water just enhances it or makes it stronger.
Yeah,
But
that's what I think
every
it
time
is. It makes it
except for
stronger.
yeah, every time except once we've seen her use her powers, there's been water involved. But that
Yeah.
one time we didn't, which kind of throws me.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
But
think
there was also no water involved in that cutscene where they were all fighting in the very beginning of the season.
No, but it makes sense if he's
When
doing
all of them,
it
when
and
like
she's
Ben, we
doing
saw
that,
Ben in ghost
getting it
form, but
for
he was
him
at
'cause
his
he
full
can't
power
go get it
too.
himself.
And it was like the Russian invasion or something or other.
She's a super.
She didn't have any water around there, but there's water all in the air, so it probably doesn't matter.
no, that's true.
That's her name.
They tried to terminate Vanya, but all it does is jog her memory. And as she says, I remember, so does Harlan. And again, I'm like, we just have no idea what their connection is other than the fact that she breathed life into him, fandom. You think that's all it is, or is it going to end up being more?
He might not be
Yeah,
able
he
to
might
answer
have
right
to step
now.
away from
Yeah.
work. Absolutely.
Nope,
No,
I'm
there he
back.
is.
I was away from my phone.
It's all good.
Connection with Harlan?
Yeah, it's like that connection with Harlan. It seems like he's going through exactly what she's going through. So is that just because she breathed life into him and she can feel everything? Or is there going to be something more to that? Like, do they have a bigger connection? Are we going to find out, like, she woke up some of his sleeping powers? Like, what do you think's happening there?
Nah, I think it's mainly because of that breath of life she gave him. Because they're not related or anything. Because, like,
Or
none of them
are
are
they?
Russian. I mean, last time I checked, they're all American and not Russian.
I don't know. Well, nobody's Russian. They were just saying that. That's what they're trying to pin her as. But she's not Russian. Hargraves just taught them all how to speak Russian when they were younger, as well as a bunch of other stuff.
I thought her mom was Russian.
Well, yeah, her mom's Russian, but that doesn't mean she learns a language just because her mom shares her DNA.
I was about to say,
No, she would have learned that from Hargraves.
Yeah, Hargraves
You
had.
did?
Yeah.
Hargraves picked them all up when they were babies.
When they were
couldn't even
babies,
talk.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
every
he
I
taught
thought it
them
was
that.
just curiosity because since she was from there, he had her learn it.
Now, I don't think he had any of them learn anything separately unless it was very, very specific to their powers. He gave them all like the ballroom lessons, the language lessons, everything were all done status quo.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, we even heard Five tell him that he made them all learn the Odyssey in its original Latin. So it's like, yeah, I think he just taught them all how to speak many languages, and that's where that came from. But her name is Vanya, so you could tie it back. But yeah, I think that's just Hargraves teaching them all. So Allison, Claus, and Diego get there as all hell's breaking loose to go try to save Vanya at the FBI building. And Claus brings up the point that they're there to save Vanya from the FBI, but at the moment, all the FBI are sucking ceilings. So why hasn't she stopped? Why is Vanya being so extra right now, AK?
I can't say that it's really her being extra. Like I said, she wouldn't have done this if she was on the road off driving with Sissy and Harlan. They gave her LSD. First of all, she's the most powerful in that group. And when she's pissed off, you're in danger. You piss her off and you have her high on acid. That's just not a good combination. So once that trigger is lit, it's hard for her to pull back because again, she still has not practiced that much with her powers. It her control seems to come and go sporadically, and that's only when she is really under duress like this. So I don't think it's her not wanting to stop. It's just like she's trapped in her memory still, and she doesn't know exactly how to stop.
I like that. I don't know. Is Allison a Russian name? I don't think Allison's a Russian name. I guess you could get away with calling Luther Russian. Ben's not a Russian name, that's for sure. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could get away with Luther. Diego is definitely not a Russian name.
Now, Diego's definitely Hispanic, and Klaus is probably German.
Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, that is insane. Then I wonder if the names really do have something because they were all just numbers. Like, where did they even get their names? Did they name themselves? Because Hargraves just gave them the numbers. So.
That's the interesting thing. Yeah, because did they have those names before he got them from their parents, or did he give them to her, or did the wife?
I thought it was Grace who. I thought it was Grace.
Was it Grace?
Yeah, I think it was Grace.
It might have been.
Grace named them all. Maybe I don't remember. I'm not sure. I don't remember how they got the names. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Harlan started lighting up and glowing just like Vanya. Can she put her powers through others just the way St. Claus does, or is Harlan just set with his own powers, or is it just what you guys think it is? Basically, he just has that because he gave her the kiss of life. You don't think he has any of his own ornate powers that are starting to be awakened?
I need to see more.
I don't remember what the exact ending is, but I feel like it's kind of like the X-Men. He went through something traumatic, and she was his savior, and that sparked his mutant X gene.
That's what it is. She gave him the kiss of life, and it got that.
He had the potential for it, but it took Vanya, or if it wasn't her, some other super would have had to come along and do something similar.
Man, what a crazy ending. Just sitting there crazy, just screaming, glowing, don't know what's going to happen, don't know what's going on with Harlan. It was so hard not to just hit that next one and watch number 9 right after this. I was dying.
Especially for me, since I had to wait even more because someone didn't watch episode 8.
Hey, life got into it. There are only so many hours in the day. could not get to it. But hey,
And I
we
was
got in that.
waiting. I was waiting for my Thanksgiving food, watching stuff, and I'm like, I could have been watching the finale right now.
Oh, but then it'd be over and you wouldn't have anything to look forward to. Now we got it to come on in. We're going to be back at it next Tuesday. This was one hell of a cliffhanger. Like I said, I cannot wait to see what happens next. But
Okay, so wait, just to be clear, are we going with both final two next Tuesday?
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
get them both in because got the Arrow basically back up and running. Not the Arrow, but Eagle. What the hell's his name? The Avenger nobody cares about.
Arrow.
Hawkeye just came out.
Oh yeah. I still got to do my season reactions for that too. Yeah,
So,
I haven't watched episode 1 yet.
Yeah, they put episode 1 and 2 out, so probably be knocking that out next. Just keeping it going right on in with the Marvel shows. But yeah, like I said, I can't wait to get to those next two. Definitely going to knock out those next two on Tuesday, and can't wait to get after it because that is going to be. I'm excited. Like I said, it was hard not to hit number 9 after seeing this ending. It was the best cliffhanger yet. So definitely pumped. Definitely can't wait to get it in. And we will be back on Tuesday to get those in. We're going to finish this one with a little bit of trivia, see if anybody remembers anything that really went down in the show. If you know what happened and you know these answers, write them in the chat box. If you're watching later, make sure you put them in the comments down below. Where we at?
Also, I have absolutely nothing for trivia this evening. I didn't have a chance to write down any notes. I just had to speed through the episode.
There you go. Well, we went back and forth. We got some easy ones, some hard ones. Let's see how we do. Question number 1. When Vanya was being held, there were 3 things on the table: a recorder, a lamp, and a what? When Vanya was being held by the FBI, there were 3 things on the table: a recorder, a lamp, and what?
A cell phone?
I want to say a phone, but I don't think that's it.
That is incorrect.
Yeah, at some point they was
radio
show us what happened to his wife. Not all this, but
yeah, always Linda R. So glad you come in and check it out. Having so much fun with this show. Love watching it. Yep, if you know that answer, write in the chat box. What was the 3rd thing on that table? Keeping it moving. What was the agent's name that was questioning Vanya?
Agent, I want to punch in the face. I don't
Kevin.
Is it Kevin? It was not Kevin. Oh, there was Special Agent what? There was an agent questioning Vanya. What was his name? Special Agent something. Anybody in the chat know? Anybody in the chat know? He said there are no calls in 6-3. Yeah, you weren't getting any phone calls in that room. They're ready to do some dastardly deeds. Absolutely. Oh, what did Ray say he was going to get when they find a dead white man on his couch?
The electric chair.
That's exactly what they said. Gonna give me the electric chair. Good call. When Claus saw the dead body at Allison's, what 2 options did he give?
Shovel.
That is incorrect. I can almost give you that one for one of them. When Claus showed up at and saw the dead body at Allison's, he gave 2 options. What did he say? What are we doing, this or this?
Wait, it's either burying him or acid, like dissolve him or something.
Burying him was one of the options. There was another one. That one, other one was incorrect.
Cut him up.
Nope. It was close though. Got one of them. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. If you know the other one, write it in the chat box or in the answers down below. Keeping it moving. What was written under the paint on the tube that the Swede had received? When he grabbed his axe and started scraping away the paint, what was written underneath it?
I want to say something of what the original can actually was, but I really don't remember.
You're on the right track. What was written under the paint on the tube the Swede had received?
Cat food?
It was not cat food. Throw in the river. That is incorrect. Kind of the opposite of that, actually.
Dog food?
What's that?
Dog food?
Dog food? Nope, didn't turn it into dog food.
Campbell's soup.
That is incorrect. You know that answer? Write it in and put it down below. What fragrance does the handler wear?
Febreze.
Oh, what fragrance?
Probably something fruity sounding. I don't know.
What fragrance does the handler wear? If you know that, write in the chat box or put it down below. What is the number 4 side effect of being in close proximity to yourself in the timeline?
Diarrhea.
Isn't it that you just like start to go mad or something? You get dehydrated, start sweating, you get itchy. I thought you really just like started going loopy or something or other.
Fandom was close.
What'd you say, Fandom?
Diarrhea.
Oh, you keep having to pee.
That's another one, but that's not it. Oh, so classic. So classic. Anybody in the chat know? Headache,
Throw
that's
up.
incorrect. What's that?
Throw up.
Ah, that is also incorrect. So close, so close. If you know that one, write it in the box or write it down below. What is the number 4 side effect of being in close proximity to yourself in a timeline? According to this show. What chapter in the commission there's no way. What chapter in the commission handbook talks about what happens if you run into yourself in the timeline?
I got nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Can you repeat it?
What chapter in the commission handbook talks about what happens if you run into yourself in the timeline?
7.
Oh, that is a great guess. Incorrect.
14.
That's a less of a good guess. Oh, man, that's a tough one, though. I know that one. And that's funny. I made that question as easy as I could for being about that question. How many stages are there in the paradox psychosis?
14.
5 right there.
Incorrect, incorrect.
Yeah,
10. 11.
Incorrect, incorrect. Oh, this is one that kind of actually ties in and makes sense. How many stages are there in the paradox psychosis?
Wait, we're not
7.
What's that?
7.
Ah, there you go.
Sweet.
It was my clue, wasn't it?
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't. I just thought it seems like a heavenly number, and they
'Cause I'm
do
thinking,
weird
like-
stuff with religion in the background.
And there's 7 kids, so why not 7
Yeah.
stages? Which I think might have some kind of tie-in until I remembered there's actually 49 kids. I was like, I got it. So I'm like, is this going to turn out being like one person? Like these kids all represent the 7 stages and 7 personalities of one other person or something. I was going deep into that one when they said that.
You know what? I'm
I'm
not going to
thinking
say that
allegiance.
pans out to be anything, but put a pin in that because that just made me think of something that's coming, and it'd be an interesting twist if they did something like that.
Yeah, definitely. Because the way they said, I mean, the way he broke it all down, 7 stages and how it happens, like that could be 7 personalities, the 7 different kids that you have. I don't know. But then I was like, who's the one with the answer to the last question? What was the Reverend's name Carl wanted Sissy to talk to?
No clue.
Reverend out shopping.
Close but no cigar. What was the name of the Reverend that Carl wanted Sissy to talk to? Next coming up, what is the Miss Minutes type mascot for the commission? What's
Sorry, repeat that, please.
What's the name of the commission's mascot?
Oh my god! I almost said her, but I know that's not it.
I even said it during the cast this time.
Yeah.
Isn't that memorable? Like Mrs. Minutes.
Yeah.
What, Mr. Briefcase?
There it is.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Thanks, Vandal.
Oh, Phantom gave it to you?
Yeah, because he brought up Miss Minutes.
Oh, there you go. Yep. There it is, Mr. Briefcase. That's it. What did the banner above the 2 5s and Luther read inside the pub? There's a big banner above them. What did it read? Inside the Irish pub. That's a little clue. If you know that, put it in the comments down below or in the chat box. And coming down into it, 2 more left. Diego asked Herb to look up a date on the ISB. What did Herb reply that would be a clear violation of? That's a deep dive.
I don't remember
We'll
what
keep
the
moving
exact
on
was
this one.
called.
I have to tell, that was 1 for 1, keeping notes. And last but not least, when talking to Luther about killing his older, smaller self, 5 said they wouldn't really be killing anybody, just getting rid of a mutant doppelganger, amputating a what?
A cyst or something, like a cell of cancer or something like that.
Something like that. When talking to Luther about killing his older, smaller self, 5 said they wouldn't really be killing anybody, just getting rid of a mutant doppelganger, amputating what?
An extra limb.
I'm gonna guess just on a whim because of the term used. What is it? A placenta?
No, but it is something crazy.
Okay.
It was a funny name. But yeah, no, that is not it. If you know those answers, be sure to write it down below. That is definitely going to do it for us. It has been a blast. Like I said, this show has got me hook, line, and sinker, and I am crazy excited to get into the next episode and see where this ends and takes us. It has been a blast. I want to thank my two co-hosts for coming back down the rabbit hole with me, AK Lucky Number 7 and Fandom D Saint. Thanks so much for being here. We're going to be back next Tuesday night at the regular time, getting it in and finishing up with episodes 9 and the finale of the Umbrella Academy Season 2. Hope everybody out there is having an absolutely fantastic week. Their weekend's even better. And until we see you on Tuesday, y'all be easy.